ordinary till you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Hello there, I am Nifemi Oguntoye with the CoreTV News this hour. In what will be his last broadcast on the governorship seat, the governor of Ekiti State, Kayode Fayemi, in a statewide broadcast, appreciated the people of Ekiti for the support he enjoyed throughout his 4-year tenure due to end on Thursday.
My dear people, it has been the greatest honor and privilege of my life to have served at your pleasure these past 4 years. The road ahead for us is still long. The climb is still steep. We still have far to go on our journey to democratic prosperity. The good thing is that it is a journey. It is not a destination. There is an ever-present danger that threatens to overwhelm us. It is dark and foul because it upholds our progress and good condition.
Broadcast formally lifted the curfew imposed on the state since September 26th.
In the spirit of transition and in the light of the relative peace that has endured in the state capital, I hereby announce the lifting of the curfew hitherto imposed on the capital based on the advice of our security agencies. I urge all citizens and residents to conduct themselves peacefully and in accordance with the rule of law.
Fayemi finally thanked Ekiti people for the opportunity to serve them as he also keeps the hope alive. Governor Kayode Fayemi was sworn in on the 16th of October 2010 after the Court of Appeal sitting in Ilorin declared him the winner of the 2007 governorship election in the state. He was, however, defeated on June 24th by former Governor Ayo Fayose. The handing over and swearing in of Ayo Fayose takes place 16th of October 2014. Meanwhile, the Ekiti State Governor-elect Ayo Fayose has assured Ekiti people, especially esteeming supporters of the Thursday swearing-in, against the speculations that he might not be sworn in.
Be assured and double assured that all efforts to frustrate this inauguration will fail. The people of Ekiti they've spoken, and the wishes and what they have expressed through the ballot paper will be made manifest. And that inauguration will take place on Thursday.
Fayose confirms all is set from aside for the success of the inauguration exercise.
All arrangements for the inauguration is on course. The committee, they've done a good job, and you will see the effect, the result, on Thursday. We are looking into a new beginning, and is to bring about the best for our people.
Ayo Fayose is said to be sworn in on the 16th of October as the 4-year tenure of Kayode Fayemi expires. There was confusion, however, in Ado-Ekiti on Tuesday when the governor-elect Ayodele Fayose announced the lifting of the curfew imposed by the outgoing governor Kayode Fayemi. The governor-elect, who returned to Ekiti in the afternoon amid cheers and jubilation by supporters, announced these while featuring on a live radio and television interview monitored on the Nigeria Television Authority in Ado-Ekiti. Fayemi had on September 26, while declaring a dusk-to-dawn curfew in the state, said there would be no movement between the hours of 7 p.m. and 7 a.m. every day till further notice. The declaration followed widespread violence across the state capital after the murder of a former chairman of the National Union of Road Transport Workers, Omalafe Aderiye, by unknown gunmen. Fayose said residents should ignore the subsisting curfew and go about their normal duty because it had brought untold hardship to the people. He promised to personally seek the release of anyone arrested by law enforcement agencies. Fauci likened the alleged last-minute efforts by the All Progressives Congress and the E11 to stop his October 16 inauguration to the last kick of a dying horse. Despite the directive of the Chief Judge of Ekiti State, Ayo Darabola, to reopen all courts in Ekiti State, the military siege on the Ado-Ekiti High Court remains. Ekiti State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice Wale Fakunda, who spoke to CoreTV News on the development, says the action of the security agents has further explains the determination of some elements to rubbish the judiciary system in the state.
Are yet to be opened because of the continuing existence of the military, especially the military personnel and other security agencies there. What is happening is a gradual descent into a situation where the judiciary becomes irrelevant in the scheme of things. And there appears to be no respect for the judiciary, and is establishing a very dangerous and sad precedent.
Comes a point of bad reference in history.
He looked at me with such audacity and said, What are you saying, Mr. Attorney? Is this not the state where somebody beat up a judge? What happened? Did people not invade the court? What happened? So, you know, for this state, we are gradually going down the slippery slope of lawlessness. And that is truly tragic. It's truly tragic. People see politics now, but in the long run, they will see that access to justice will be the loser in all this.
Reports, however, regional size the courts were open as at 12 noon yesterday, but proceedings could not go on as a result of strike actions by judicial workers. The recent judgment of the Court of Appeal in Akure over the eligibility of the Osun State Resident Electoral Commissioner to conduct elections has been generating controversy in law circles. The judgment favors the PDP's prayers to stop Toyin Akeju from conducting the 2011 elections over alleged partisanship. The judgment has, however, been subjected to different interpretations. Rashid met with some lawyers in Osogbo, the Osun State capital, and brought back the support.
The appeal court sitting in Akure has thrown out the appeal filed by Akeju and INEC for lack of jurisdiction. The appeal challenged an earlier judgment of the Federal High Court in Osogbo on February 2011, which stopped Akeju from presiding over the affairs of INEC in Osun River partisanship. The verdict has again been given different interpretations by lawyers on both sides of the political divide.
The simple legal effect of this is that all those people, members of the Osun State House of Assembly, members of the House of Rep from Osun State, members of House of Senate from Osun State, who emerged as a result of the conduct of that election by Akeju, by implication of law, have lost their mandate. So because the basis, the foundation of their performance of their election into those houses has been removed by a positive order of an appellate court.
Ayoade, as expected, did not disappoint his paymasters as he wasted no time in linking the judgment to the ongoing electoral tribunal sitting in Osun.
Election is a process. It doesn't start with voting, and it doesn't end with voting alone. Akeju left office a few weeks to the election. Now, having participated in all this, somebody who has soiled his hand with iniquity, as found by a court of law, cannot be said to be capable of being exonerated of any wrongdoing. So in a way, that strengthens the PDP's petition. I'm a counsel, I'm privileged to know the contents of the election petition the PDP has filed. So it is part of the things we have pleaded, that this man had taken side long before the conduct of election of 9th of August 2014. So if this is so, in a way, that judgment has really vindicated our assertion as contained in the petition.
Also expected was the swift reaction of one of the APC councils, Olaide Abiodun, who dismissed the PDP's council's interpretation as a flash in the pan. Abiodun also averred that INEC is the only organ saddled with electoral responsibility and duties, maintaining that Akeju is not an authority in that respect.
Unknown to them, Akeju is not INEC. They cannot see any result signed by Akeju. That's the point. The result is signed by the man from Abuja. The court did not restrain INEC. The court was very careful that time not to restrain INEC. Because you cannot restrain INEC, you are telling them that there's a vacuum in governance. No, the court refused to restrain INEC. But they restrain Akeju. So if you restrain one man, there are so many other people that can conduct election. Yes, Akeju was there as rec. Their case was not to, they didn't go to court to say, remove Akeju as rec. So court did not remove Akeju. So it was still there as rec, but it was not the one that did the election. Go and look at their certificate of return. It was not signed by Akeju. So it does not affect the honorables.
The difference in interpretation of the judgment notwithstanding, more observers are looking ahead to the political implications and its attendant effect on the polity. Rashid, CoreTV News, Oshogbo.
Benue State Governor Gabriel Suzwem has brushed off claims by his Kano State counterpart Rabi Kwankwaso that two People's Democratic Party governors are on the verge of joining the All Progressives Congress. Suzwem, who spoke with State House correspondents shortly after a meeting with President Goodluck Jonathan, argued that it shows that the opposition believes it could only win elections with PDP chieftains in its fold.
Unfortunate that APC have continued to speculate. It looks like they don't have confidence in themselves that on their own they can make any progress. So they keep speculating that PDP was going to join them. That shows clearly that, you know, APC is not a party for Nigerians to go to. If I'm sure of myself, I won't be calling for additional troops from the enemy camp to come. They're not sure. They know they will not win until PDP joins them. Even now with the strength that they have, Kwankwaso was elected under the auspices of PDP. He has added value, so to speak, to APC. They now discovered lately, though, that in spite of that, they can't make any progress. And so they are now speculating and hoping against hope. It's not going to happen. The governors that I've mentioned, none of them is going to go to APC. No governor from PDP. You take that from me. He didn't mention me, but no governor from PDP. Rather, we are having people who started PDP who are very strong, like the Iroko, coming back to join the families that they left for some times.
We'll take a break now, and we'll be back with more after this time out. Stay with us. This is Judiciary Today.
The judiciary's function is to interpret the law.
The judge in Lagos State is perhaps one of the most comfortable judges in the world.
You don't say because we are fighting terrorists or fighting terror, then you go about violating people's rights. We're not going to allow that in this country.
So I think that's one of the reasons why
so that's what lawyers do.
I didn't say that what lawyers do.
The TV show that brings you in-depth reading and analysis of judiciary issues that affect you.
Want police officers to welcome victims with empathy and not say, what were you wearing? Where did you go? What were you doing at 10 p.m. at night?
As the Nigeria judiciary mounts one of their own.
He has gone to court on behalf of Nigerian citizens even without taking a cover.
It is time for lawyers to take their health very seriously, lawyers and judges.
Only on CoreTV. You're watching CoreTV News live from Lagos. You can also reach us on any of our media platforms. On Facebook, it's facebook.com/CoreTV News. The Twitter handle at CoreTV News NJ, as well as on YouTube, it's youtube.com/CoreTV. Little space and news. The protest march by the Bring Back Our Girls group to mark 6 months since the abduction of over 200 Chibok girls was reduced to a mini shouting match when the government team met the campaigners. Trouble started when one of the girls who escaped from the insurgents addressed the government delegation in Hausa. A situation Water Resources Minister Sarah Chekbe could not understand.
He needed to prove power. What power are you proving? I don't know. I'm disappointed. I am disappointed. Who is he, sir? You know the reforms that were not about transactions. You know the reforms that were about reforming the institutions of education. Shame on you, Sarah. The reforms in education that she knew about, just because she happens to be in a situation where discrediting the reforms she knew about pays her. The day is coming when you will recant what you have said today. All right, CV. And I'm doing this. Where's the mandate?
Meanwhile, the regular venue used by the Bring Back Our Girls groups for its daily protest was on Tuesday morning taken over by a rival group, which is also campaigning for the return of the abducted Chibok schoolgirls. This group, which tags itself a coalition of Nigerian youth groups, is more sympathetic to the government and wants the insurgents to return the girls unconditionally. They made their position known at a rally at the Unity Fountain. Pao Samuel reports.
This is the popular Unity Fountain in Abuja. For several months, this has been the venue of the daily sit-out protest by the Bring Back Our Girls group. The campaigners had planned to converge here before moving the protest march to the presidential villa. But when CoreTV News crew visited the fountain, this group of youths had taken over.
Like complain, release our girls, but this time around we realize that it's like that thing is coming down and these girls are still there, so we don't need to try to relent. We realize that we just have to continue hammering and continue murmuring and continue making noise about this issue until all these girls are released.
The Bring Back Our Girls group had claimed that hired hands had moved to the fountain to disrupt its plans. But these youths denied being sponsored by anyone.
Nigerian youths, we don't have any sponsor. For now, there is nothing like sponsor. We are just gathering ourselves because this issue is bothering us, seriously bothering us. So we cannot continue sleeping and seeing our sister inside the bush. So even if there's no sponsor, we can use the little thing we have in our pocket to mobilize ourselves there and still continue agitating and begging. This time around is all about begging. We are begging Boko Haram seriously, and we are ready to work with our security, Nigerian security, because we know that they are seriously working.
They also insisted that they want the Chibok girls, and with songs on their lips, they say nothing less than the return of the girls will be accepted. All these were done under the watchful eyes of security operatives who appeared to have been stationed to ensure that only this group make use of a venue that the Bring Back Our Girls group had used for its regular sit-outs. Pao Samuel, CoreTV News, Abuja.
A member of the Chibok community, Samson Adoku, says villages in the area are now almost deserted. He told CoreTV News in Abuja that over 75% of community members have fled for fear of Boko Haram attack. He also revealed that troops have been having regular gun battles with insurgents in the area.
To tell the government and to protest to the whole Nigerians, that we as people of Chibok, we are concerned about our girls that have been taken for the past 6 months. I was in Chibok day before yesterday. And to tell you the truth, the parents are in a very terrible situations. Some of them, I talked with them, and they were saying that they cannot even work in the farm. It is better off for them to be, for them to know that their daughters or their girls are no longer alive than the kind of situation that they are going through. Any explosion that they had, they will imagine that their girls are with them over them. It's kind of a very terrible situation.
So could you give us how the military operations is going on there? Since you just came back, was there any sound of explosion? Were you able to run into any military formation or troops trying to go into the forest in order to face the insurgents?
Yeah, I heard a lot of explosions, especially on Saturday. On Saturday, I was in church actually on Saturday, and you can hear the vibration. The roof will be shaking, and it's terrifying. Actually, there are lots of military operations going on over there because when I was coming, there are many checkpoints.
Nigerian women have now been charged to vie for political posts and stand as agents of peace and national development ahead of the 2015 elections. Wife of the president, Patience Jonathan, gave the charge of the contribution of empowerment materials and commissioning of Women for Change and Development Initiative Secretariat in Ibadan, Oyo State. Amatayo Alo has more.
The Lake and Salami Stadium in Ibadan was filled to capacity with women in high attendance, as they are the major beneficiaries of the empowerment materials. In addition to over 300 women from 33 local governments that benefited, 4 tertiary institutions were also given bursaries. The president's wife also enjoined women to be instruments of change and be the backbone of support for their family by making good use of the empowerment materials.
Registration is at the door. Come out in mass and register. And vote yourself, women. Don't put another woman down. Love one another. Be united. Women, be agents of peace. Around you there should be peace. Your watchword should be peace, 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 peace. Your song should be peace. Wherever you are, peace. I have told you, I'm Mama Peace.
Wife of the Oyo State Governor, Florence Ajimobi, attested to the power of women in nation building while appreciating the president's wife for her kind gesture.
For us in Oyo State today, the concept of empowerment involves emotional and psychological empowerment, as well as physical and health empowerment, in addition to financial empowerment, in order to foster an all-round and well-balanced development of our women.
For the convener of the event, Olajumoke Akinjide, every government must henceforth see the need to give women a seat at the table of governance and economic activity in a bid to develop the nation.
In the society at large, through the Women for Change and Development Initiative, Your Excellency continues to raise awareness among every strata of Nigerian society of the need for gender parity, gender mainstreaming, and women empowerment.
These beneficiaries say they would put to good use the empowerment materials and reignite their participation in Nigerian politics.
We are very, very happy today. The way the mama did to us, we are very, very happy, because to buy this fertilizer before is very, very difficult for us. But now, we know we will enjoy her till 2015.
All our women will benefit from this empowerment, and they will use it wisely. And we are praying for our Mama Patience, Ebere, Jonathan, and our able minister, Oloye Jumake Akijide, for giving us this opportunity on this occasion. We are very, very happy.
President's wife also offered cash gifts to some women at the occasion, which threw them into wide jubilation. Even the organizers of the event deny its political undertone, its timing leaves very little doubt on the minds of political observers that the countdown to the politics of stomach infrastructure ahead of the 2015 election has started. Omotayo CoreTV News, Ibadan.
That wraps up this hour on CoreTV News. Join us again at the top of the hour for more stories. I am Nifemi Oguntoye. Thanks for being there.